Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of the Book Review Blog. Today we're going to review the book The Regulators by Stephen King. Unfortunately, I don't have the cover for it, so you just get the spine, but that's what the spine looks like anyway. It was written by Stephen King, but he used his pseudonym name Richard Bachman to write it, and if you know anything about other Richard Bachman books, you can kind of understand what kind of themes or what kind of feeling this book is going to have. It seems that Stephen King writes more kind of darker tales. I mean, he's already kind of scary, but as Richard Bachman, it's much darker than even like a Stephen King book. So anyway, The Regulators is conjoined with the Stephen King book Desperation, where it has the similar characters. There's like Peter and Mary Jackson, John Edward Marinville, Tom Billingsley, the Carver family, although there's different names for them. But what's different about this book is that all of these people who, in desperation, didn't know one another before, their altercation, and had come from all different parts of the country, they all live on one street in The Regulators. They all live in Wentworth, Ohio. I meant to see if that was even a real city. I'm not sure if it is. And they live on Poplar Street. And one just sunny afternoon in kind of summer, I'm guessing, because everybody was outside washing cars and kids were playing outdoors, and all of a sudden I believe it's a red van pulls up, and it's one of those worker vans with no side windows, and it had a satellite dish on the top of it, and all of a sudden the passenger side window goes down and shots are being fired, and one of the first people who are hit is I'm guessing a teenage boy. His name is Kerry Ripton. He was the paper boy for Poplar Street, and several others were killed, and they're like, well, oh my gosh, what just happened? Because it all happened really fast. And so again, that happens, and you get kind of the people's reaction to it. And one of the people that isn't there is, who lives on the street, is a woman named Audrey Weiler. And Audrey she's in care of her nephew, whose name is Seth Guerin. And the thing that you know about Seth is that he has autism. And he's kind of on the lower end of it, where he speaks, but he doesn't, carry conversations very well. When he speaks, it's more just kind of one-line things, and he imitates like TV shows, because Seth really likes Westerns, and one of his favorite Western movies is a movie called The Regulators, and it's a fictitious movie with Rory Calhoun in it, although he is a actual actor, but that was kind of interesting. And I'll get to Seth in a while, but again, you just kind of know, like, they're kind of getting the effects of what happened. And then after the red van pulled up and started killing people, then another similar van, just a different color, pulls up and again starts to kill people. And so this is again very serious for this town, and so they all hide in a couple houses. And what's happening in the book, along with what's happening like presently on this Poplar Street, is that you get a glimpse into the life of Audrey Weiler and the life of Seth Guerin, because Seth Guerin had come into Audrey's life because Audrey's brother, Seth's father, they were taking a family trip from desperation from California they lived in Ohio with Audrey. They were taking a trip to California And either going there or going back to Ohio, they were driving along Highway 50 in Desperation, Nevada. And something in Seth asked his father to stop in Desperation, Nevada. And one of the things that they saw in Desperation was the China Pit. If you are familiar with Desperation, you will know the story of the China Pit. And one of the things that's in the China Pit that they found was this demon or demonic person or being named Tack. And somehow when they were near the China Pit, like Seth actually got inside the China Pit, which they were like, oh my gosh, you know, he's down there and he's going to get hurt. But that's how Tack kind of came into Seth Garren. And you see that these cars that are driving around and killing people are actually cars from a popular TV cartoon, a fictitious cartoon called Moto Cops. And I'm not sure exactly what it is. I don't know if it's like Transformers type things, if there's like good cars and bad cars type things. But anyway, this is happening in this street of Poplar Street because like Tack is in Seth Garren and Tack and Seth are letting it happen. And Audrey realizes this and realizes that Seth has been taken over by this being, although Tack is able to come into other people if they let them, and so far Audrey hasn't let Tack come into her, and she's trying to keep it that way. So there's there's like a standoff and all these things, and you have to read the book to figure out kind of what's going on. Honestly, I didn't like it because through most of it, it was, oh my gosh, I have to deal with these facts that these characters like know each other and they're living on the same street. However, in this other book, they, have no interaction with each other before they're all in Desperation, Nevada. So if you get through that, then you'll somewhat understand what the book is about. It wasn't a hard read at all. It was just that, oh my gosh, I just have to get over this fact. So once I finally did that and read it, then it wasn't as hard. I don't know if I would what I would recommend reading first. I think he wrote Desperation first, if you're looking for kind of a chronological thing. But in my mind, it doesn't matter. If you've read Desperation, read The Regulators, and vice versa. So anyway, that's it for this review. The next review that I'm going to do is Stephen King's Storm of the Century. So that's it. I bid you all farewell and happy reading.